Breeders' Crown.
Yeah.
Now you have to turn them out for the winter.
Yeah. Turn them up for 30 days.
Okay, so then we're coming back, and was there a race before the Hambletonian that was another prestigious race, or were you just managing to win that?
No. Here's what was interesting. I had to start him up a little earlier because it was an oversight. We hadn't paid him into what they call the historic series, the Dickerson Cup.
Okay.
Because we knew it used to be like in June or something early, kind of like the New Jersey Sire Stakes was too. But logistically they couldn't help it because the Meadowlands meet would end the first Saturday in August, so they had to cram these races in. So for some reason, I guess we didn't put him in, so he wasn't eligible for the Dickerson Cup, so I had to get him ready to win the second leg of the Sire Stakes, win that. Now I had another gap again. What was that? All the way pretty well from the final of Sire Stakes was probably, was it Memorial Day weekend or early June?
Yeah, we just
and he didn't have a stake race again until the Stanley Dancer,
okay,
which is 2 weeks before the Hambletonian. So there was another big gap there.
Back then it was 2 weeks before the Hamiltonian, because I think the last couple of years it's been...
If I recall correctly, I thought it was 2 weeks or maybe 1 week. I forget. And the format was still the eliminations, but I thought they gave us a week in between the Stanley Dancer and the Hamiltonian. But we'd have to look at that.
And back in 2009, there were no heats.
No.
Right, so it was week before was the eliminations.
Yeah.
So let's talk about.
He was in the last elimination too, so you had to wait around. There was 3 elims that night.
Of the night.
Yeah.
So in the elimination, was it pretty handy? Victor?
Yeah, Brian took him back actually, which was usually you think that he would head to the lead, as he usually don't. He took him back, followed cover, and he just beat them easily finishing. And then he went into the Hambletonian very fresh.
Now I find it interesting, the dichotomy of heats versus an entire week to sit and think, because now this year we have heats. You don't really know, so you can't sit there and
it's too bad, and I don't like them either. It's nobody asked me. It was the funniest thing. I think maybe that somebody would have asked me what I thought when they were talking about switching them. I think it's not a good idea because the horses have changed now, and I think that it's good to have a week where you know who's going to be in the final. Because in the day, the reason that they changed the format was because when they do TV, they didn't know who would be in the final. It was, because I remember the year CRK Susie was just, was an international star, an affiliate. She made a break in the elims. Now what do we do?
Right.
So and I just think it's hard on them that early in the year. Muscle Hill. I'm glad he didn't have to. Now he went to Lexington in the fall in the Kentucky Futurity, and he did the 2 heats, no problem at all. But it's later, it's cooler, they're stronger at that point. That I think is okay. And but I'm glad that that I didn't have to go through doing the 2 heats in one day.
So you had 3 elimination winners. So how did they pick? Because I would imagine you guys.
Well, you pick post. You pick post, and I was thinking about it yesterday. I forget if we picked first or second. So, and if we picked second, it would have been okay that the Explosive Matter crew picked 2, then I would have picked the Rail, and then the other one was Symphonic Hanover was 3, say.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's how it went, or we picked first, I forget.
Picking the post position.
Yeah.
There's owner, trainer, driver.
Yeah.
So who's making that choice?
Me.
Okay.
Solely me.
Did you consult the
No.
owner? Did you consult Brian? So you just
Brian called me. It was the funniest thing. I was on my way up to the press conference, and Brian called me and said to me, "Did you think about if we get to pick the post?" And I said, "Yeah, did you?" This was funny because we very rarely talked about Muscle Hill. Very rare, because I was so confident what Brian did, I was better off just not to say anything. Just pass him over the lines and let him know what he's going to do. So I said, "What do you want to do?" He says, "Well, I was thinking about 5, and we'll rock from there." I said, 5? You crazy? No, one. If I get one, because I had visions, and Ronnie Pierce and I are great friends. I had visions of the only way he could lose would be Ronnie to draw inside of with explosive matter and somehow put him in a position like he did with what do you call the
Some beach somewhere.
Yeah, and what's
Artificial.
his name? Artificial. Yeah, that would be the only way. So I was deathly afraid of that happening. So no, I was very happy to choose the rail. And the irony is, I had chosen the rail the week before with Holiday Road, and I know we chose second there because I'm pretty sure Lucky Chucky and Campbell then chose 2, and I immediately chose 1, and he won the Hambletonian Day as well. I was a big believer. I wanted the rail. Anytime I can get it, I'll take it.
When the rail, it's only you. I mean, you can only.
Well, but a lot of them say now that they're worried about the rail, you'll get beat out of there. But a lot of what happens with the rail is it gets chewed up. Not just in the races, in the warm-ups, and people jogging along there. Like, to me, I wish there was some way that they could go to the gate, almost like the thoroughbreds do, and the track is even for all of them.
Okay.
Instead of the rail all beat up and all that. Yeah, it's too bad that it works out that way, but it does. It's in my day. First of all, you were not allowed to jog on the rail. It was considered unsafe because the horses were coming, and it was unprofessional. Now they all jogging along the rail, either going both ways of the track.
Right,
it's all chopped up. It just shouldn't be.
Now let's talk about Hambletonian Day.
Yeah.
So this was probably one of the later races on the card.
Mm-hmm.
2 major races happened right before then.
Yeah.
So 3. Oh, sorry, 3. This was the year that Sears won the Hambo Oaks.
Yeah. In a photo.
In a photo.
Matter of fact, they thought Racing Rachel and Jackie Moe won.
Was it
called the wrong horse?
What, Broadway Schooner? Was that?
Yeah.
Okay. So
they called the wrong horse.
So you got Sears at his all-time confidence. He just won the Oaks.
Yeah.
Now he's driving your horse. You got that. Were you happy when he won the Oaks?
Sure.
Because did you feel that gave him more confidence, or?
No, I knew he knew what he was going to do anyway, and I have such confidence in him. I've said it so many times that in my lifetime, he's the greatest I've ever seen.
Right.
And the other thing, when you know him, you don't worry about him as the day gets later in the day. You don't worry about him how demanding it's been or how many he's won, because he's in such phenomenal physical condition.
Yeah, you worry.
It's got to be an asset to him.
You worry more Tuesday before at the barn when he's training or when he's jogging. That's probably when you're.
Me, yeah, but yeah.
So that one race, you won the Peter Houghton with Holiday Road, which was a 2-year-old race.
Yeah.
So you back-to-back Peter Houghtons.
Yeah.
Again, everything's going right. So you got your, maybe consciously you and Brian are like, you don't realize, but you're more confident. Okay, we got this.
Well, you know what? Here's the other thing. I probably should have felt that way, but I never went into one race with him thinking that it's definite that he's going to win.
Okay.
Because I was always worried. Even Brian said, well, something stupid could happen, or maybe he just wasn't there that day, for you. I'm not a big excuses type. Like if he always stayed very healthy and looked good, and I stayed on top of it and that. But
hey,
you didn't know.
LeBron James just had a bad game.
Everybody,
it happens.
and now and I tease my friends in that when a horse goes out and races, doesn't race well, the first thing they do, they scope, they do this, they do that. I never once hear them say, well, like you said, LeBron James, he just didn't have it tonight. So why do they think the horse has to have it every time? That there's an excuse necessarily? Because usually I don't think there really is.
Third race that happened that day, Lucky Jim.
Yeah.
Sets the world record.
Yeah.
150-1.
Mm-hmm.
He was that. Was that the Nat Ray?
Yeah,
at the time?
probably in those days. I don't know if they called the Cashman at that point or not. Yeah.
So 151. Did you watch the race and say Muscle Hill can do that? Or,
no, we never even thought about time.
So Lucky Jim even in kind of your thought process through the day, or
they
you
had
said,
talked about
awesome.
We had talked about racing him the end of the year of the Breeders' Crown. It just kind of didn't work out. But even till this day, I don't care about the time. Everybody goes crazy about the time. But look at the Meadowlands. The other night there was how many Muscle Hill 3-year-olds won 52 in a piece. He didn't go 52 until the limbs of the Hambletonian. Right. So literally, to me. time is really irrelevant, especially now there. And I can see that they start on the other side of the tracks. The wind direction probably does something because the times are exceptionally fast, and the bikes are lighter now as well than we in the day. We had the Harmer Advantage, which was a great bike, but it was heavier. Now the ones are lighter, and now they want to go faster fractions. But Brian and we never ever even had a conversation about breaking a record. Not that I can recall. There was never about the time, the this, the that. No, it was never a consideration.
You were worried about the races, the Peter Houghton, the Breeders' Crown, things like that. You weren't worried about time?
No.
Now, even though you personally...
Time was never what it was. It didn't matter.
You personally aren't worried about time.
No.
But a lot of the outside world does. So was that something that...
Well, here's what I've decided, though. That the outside world, it's not for me to tell them what they should or shouldn't be worried about. But if the fact that he did everything with such ease, and he presented himself along with Brian with such style, he was like the singer who had the voice and the style as well. He was like a Sinatra or an Engelbert Humperdinck or something like that in the day, who really just could command things. They were just exceptional at the whole aura of the situation. So, the way he did that, nobody ever really much talked about the time. I never heard a whole lot about the time really until Sebastian K came along and they wanted to beat 150. That's when I first started to hear a lot about time for trotters.